Welcome to Creature Creator, the show where I help you recreate your favorite stories and characters at your gaming tables. This Christmas, we are going to be chilling out with an intimidating Krampus of holiday legend. Despite appearing in traditions and folklore dating back centuries in Europe, Krampus has only just begun to enter the pop culture scene here in the States, and boy do people get a kick out of him. Over the last decade, countless films, television shows, and even board games have been created with the hope of capitalizing on this holiday devil's popularity. While it would be easy enough to follow suit in your games, I'm going to show you that your players would be much better off getting to join up with Krampus to deal out some Yultide justice. Here on Creature Creator. Hey! Hello there, I'm Flintworth, and in all of my years of DMing games, one of my most quintessential game philosophies has always been to subvert expectations. To not only help keep things fresh, but also to help build up moments in my worlds that will become memories that will last a lifetime. Most times, this simply has meant I needed to treat an absurd concept seriously, like having to build up a toy into a terrifying monster. Whereas other times, this has required me to take what could have been a by-the-numbers situation and crank it up to 11. Like once I turned a chase scene into this Mad Maxian combat encounter, where my players had to fend off a pack of bloodthirsty werewolves while riding on top of a battle wagon being towed by triceratops. You know, your typical Tuesday for most adventurers. If you ask me, I would argue it was because of storytellers looking to subvert audiences' expectations in the same way is what led to making Krampus so popular here in the USA. After countless years of being bombarded by an endless stream of cheery Christmas specials, everything has begun to blend together for most audiences, like a bad eggnog mix. Every now and then, Hollywood may try to shake things up by giving us a film with a little bit of action, but most of them are produced with so little effort, they rarely are worth anyone's time. What makes Krampus different though is that he is more than just this evil Kris Kringle made for some B-rated horror film. Oh no, he is a character that's existed in holiday tradition for generations, allowing him to have the same cultural gravitas as Santa Claus, as elves, or any of his 8 tiny reindeer. Think about it. This wild-tongued, child-kidnapping devil has had a longer connection to the holiday season than the likes of Frosty, the Grinch, and even Rudolph the f***ing red-nosed reindeer. He may even predate Christmas itself, which is ultimately what I think subverted Americans' expectations when Krampus films started to drop in the 2010s. Not that they're about some Christmas devil, but rather that said devil was from ancient legends that the rest of the world already knew about. And like a little kid who just learned a new dirty word, we can't get enough of him now. Good thing too, because there are all kinds of merchandise and media featuring his scary mug. You can keep your creepy elves on a shelf. I'm gonna have a Krampus in the corner this year. Things are not much different within the tabletop community this time of year. Making a quick search on Google can lead you to plenty of homebrewed stat sheets, custom miniatures, and plenty of one-shot prompts to get GMs started on running their own holiday game specials. Many of these I've found tend to cast Krampus in the role of a villain, which I get. He's a devil, and certainly would be able to hold up his own against an adventuring party. Hell, even myself has used him from time to time as the big bad in a few of my holiday one-shots. Even still, I can't be alone in feeling that this has lessened Krampus's impact a little. Right? Our players get to tackle monsters all the time in games like D&D or Pathfinder. Some of these beasts even get the privilege of having whole campaigns based around them. The best most groups can muster out of a Krampus game in time for the holidays is what? Maybe 1 or 2 sessions? A single hyped up encounter at best? That just doesn't seem right to me. Ask yourself, if you're going to take the time to build up to such a legendary creature, why limit yourself to including them to just a single holiday-themed fight when you have one of the oldest anti-heroes at your fingertips? After all, Krampus traditionally is an ally of Santa Claus, the jolliest fat man in the world. Why are so many of us determined to fight the big devil when we could be working with him? Just picture it. You set the scene at some inn in the middle of a blizzard. Your players are huddled next to the fireplace, all cradling mugs of hot cocoa in their hands. Suddenly, the lights go out as they hear a loud crash on the roof. You ask them how they prepare as they witness this large mass force itself down this tiny crickety chimney. You ask them to make saves to see if they can control their fear as Krampus himself appears slowly in front of them. Just as everything seems to be leading to one hell of a bloody brawl, the hulking nightmare approaches them, dragging its chains across the ground while it lets out a single raspy request. I require your assistance. You can get so much out of a setup like this. Just think of all of the scenarios that can be built off this point. Oh, what's that? You fought the Krampus at your table? Huh, that's nice. My group got to fight with him to save Santa Claus from a horde of zombie elves. There are so many rich storytelling opportunities that could come from having your players be Krampus's little helpers that go above and beyond your one-shots. Just think how you can even use this to go and advance the plots of your long-running games as well. Although you definitely should consider running a Krampus vs. Hans Gruber game someday. You know, for funsies. But think of all the times your players come across miserly shopkeepers, corrupt guards, or privileged assholes. I imagine a lot of those NPCs go unpunished because your group of adventurers wish to be on the right side of the law, leaving these bullies in this awkward place narratively where they're not really villainous enough to be a big bad, nor important enough to warrant any character growth. Well, you could use those kinds of characters as the targets for your Krampus holiday adventure. Don't worry if you never initially planned this story beat for your Scrooges here. I won't tell your players if you won't. And the same goes for those looking to direct Krampus's ire towards your big bad. It would be just as epic for your players to ride along with Krampus as they go to upset your villain's latest master plan. You can even have the devil give them a variety of fun holiday-themed weapons for the occasion, like candy cane bats, Christmas throwing star cookies, or even a set of Krampus's chains. And don't hesitate to throw in a few eggnog-flavored healing potions for that little extra touch of holiday spirit. And if you don't have time to set up your game for that kind of a narrative, or just want a straightforward one-shot without any tie-ins to other Christmas stories, just go with your classic old miser who rubbed Krampus the wrong way. There is no finer way to celebrate the holidays than pulling a Charles Dickens and allowing your players to torment the rich. Speaking of which, no matter what you believe in, I hope you have a fantastic holiday season. This will be my last Creature Creator for 2022, but don't worry, I'll be back in January to kick off a whole new year of recreating your favorite stories and characters at your gaming tables. So until then, be good, for goodness sake. Next time on Creature Creator. The post-holiday season. All the lights come down, the weather outside reaches its coldest yet, leaving not much left to do but settle in and wait for spring. Making it also the perfect time to get caught up in old projects, like maybe finally beating that one game you've been putting off, getting more exercise, or perhaps be sightseeing with your friends. Just make sure to take care of yourself. I hear there are some nasty bugs going around. Hey guys, thank you so much again for watching here till the end. It means a lot to me, all the support and comments I'm getting back. Please keep sending in your suggestions and ideas. I love those. And otherwise, keep an eye on the channel because in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to be doing a end of the year Q&A live stream where you guys can ask me questions about me, how I make the show, or just my hobbies and all that stuff. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you don't, no worries. You're beautiful. And I love you either way. Take care. We'll see you next time.